the reasons I so love this celebration is because we have so many talented musicians and musical people, and I am musically inept. And so I just love coming here and basking in all of that. And this morning I get to introduce one of those amazingly musical people, Kathleen Nagy. Now Kathleen not only is a great musician, but she has a whole background in it. She graduated magna cum laude from the Ithaca College of Music and Performance. She got a double degree, and then she did graduate work at Yale University. She has taught instrumental and vocal music in both public and private schools, from elementary school through adult education. For the last 17 years, Kathleen has combined her love of music and her understanding of the physics of sound and its effect on matter, spirit, and emotions. And she's going to share a little bit of that with us this morning. Welcome, Kathleen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, what a great group. So happy to see all of you. So my talk this morning is entitled, How to Hear Your Soul Sound. And it's going to be about, hopefully, 10 minutes of talking and 10 minutes of experiencing. That's the plan, anyway. So last year when I spoke, it was about a year ago this time, I spoke about surrender, which is all about allowing my heart to be open and vulnerable to the realization of my divinity. I had survived a tumultuous few years and was on my way to stabilization. I've come a long way in the last year. I now have a job. I have an apartment where I can play my horn because the lady next door to me is deaf. I have a reliable vehicle. And I tip my hat to the celebration for all of the assistance you gave me and all the support in this last year to get where I'm standing in front of you right now. As that stability in my life gradually returned, it was followed by huge expansions of my consciousness, evolutionary leaps in understandings that continue to amaze me. And what I want to share from them with you today concerns sound and the essence of our souls, our source sound, our divine alignment sound, our soul name. It was about 15 years ago now that I first heard my soul name. And imagine my surprise to be addressed by my spirit guides as she who sings the song of source. From mountaintops and across vast, expansive landscapes, the song in my heart is the sound of the heart of matter. It is the sound of the heart of spirit. At the time, I only had a hint of the significance of hearing myself addressed in that way, but over the years, as it gradually sunk into my consciousness, and the knowledge of that vibration sustained me through very difficult times. It gave me context and purpose. It helped me make the myriad of decisions, large and small, that kept me on my path to awakening. So what do I really mean by a soul sound? Well, my understanding from the perspective of source energy is that we are vibrational expressions of the infinite eternal becoming aware of itself within the heart of matter. I'm going to say that one more time. Please. We are vibrational expressions of the infinite eternal becoming aware of itself within the heart of matter. The source essence of you is contained within a frequency, a speed of vibration. Your source essence is molecules of potential vibrating in a certain number of cycles per second, creating a form that is you in your earth machine. The source essence of your soul is you contained within your sound. The source essence of you is contained within the sound of your soul or your soul name. And like your earth machine name, the more you hear it spoken, the more easily you acclimate to it. New parents repeat the names of their new children to them over and over and over again. And eventually, they respond to it, and we begin to identify with it. Same thing's true with your soul sound. The more time you spend going within to hear your soul name or your soul sound, the stronger your connection becomes. And now, a full year into this 26,000-year cycle that we've just begun, we have the opportunity to remember our soul name, our universal identity, prior to taking on this earth machine. Remembering to resonate with the essence of your immortal, eternal soul helps to solidify your new fifth dimensional consciousness. The sound of the words of your soul name contain the essence or source energy of your soul's original expression, your soul's original intention. This concept of source sound is all part of a universal language of frequency. Most of us have forgotten it, but some of us are beginning to remember. The concept, in the universal language of frequency, the fundamental tone is one. This tone of one life fills the universe, and the tone of universal one life is filled with the purpose and reality of unity and love. The universal one life is filled with the purpose and reality of unity and love. So within one tone of life filled with the purpose of reality and love, your frequency, is part of all that. Your frequency is one of those intentions, one of those hopes and desires expressed by the one life and the one true tone of love. Understand that sound itself is neutral. It's just a carrier wave. It's like a cable or a string in string theory. Sound is a vehicle for the transportation of energy. So your source energy is carried on a sound wave full of the intention of you. The intentions, the hopes, and desires contained in the release from the source energy. Source energy, desiring to become aware of itself within the heart of matter, with great love, released the thought of you. The intention of you within a sound, which created your soul and has manifested within your present earth machine, your earth suit. Just like the creation story in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word, the sound of the source energy. The Word was made flesh. Your soul essence is sound, a word or a phrase expressed by the source in a desire to become aware of your aspect of itself within the heart of matter. What are the benefits of resonating with the knowing of your soul's essence, with the fundamental one sound? Well, you end up with a redefined sense of purpose, right? A more efficient use of your energy, a refound love of yourself. It helps you prioritizing while you're making decisions. Knowing your sacred sound is empowering in many, many ways. The more you are aware of it and spend time inside of it, the more it creates sound wave connections that weave the matrix of your consciousness with your soul's purpose, solidifying you and your earth machine as a viable container, receiver, and transmitter of your soul. Being in the presence of your soul, sound, helps to create an etheric, fifth-dimensional container of your soul energy, an etheric receiver of your soul energy, an etheric transmitter of your soul energy, as is your performance within the symphony that is life. How to listen and hear your soul sound. Learning to hear your soul sound is an advanced listening skill. That's really kind of the nuts of it. It's nuts and bolts. It's an advanced listening skill. As a symphonic musician for 20 years, I honed my listening skills. Listening to my part in the symphony orchestra, my part of the score, how the music in front of me meshed with the music of all the other instruments, playing perfectly in rhythm, perfectly in tune, perfectly in balance with the music of all the other instruments. As a band director, a choral director, a music teacher, as a sound healer and voice energy analysis practitioner, I have spent a lifetime enveloped in sound. This work with hearing our soul sound is the culmination of my life's work with sound, and I'm so happy to be able to share it with you. And I realized I forgot 3 of my props that I was going to bring. And I'm going to do a couple of listening exercises. And the first exercise was I had a bell and a chime and something else, and I was going to hit them all, and just have you analytically sort of listen to them to hear which one of them stopped ringing first. Can't do that right now, but listening itself is a skill that can be developed. And because sound is my sort of main way of connecting, I listen very intently to everything. And so one way to get closer to being able to hear the sound of your soul is to practice listening, to do listening exercises. So I can do one with the horn. This is Pooh. Pooh is a horn of very little grain. Lots of heart. All right, so just sort of an analytical listening exercise. So I'm going to play one note. I'm going to sing another note. There will be a third note that pops out. That's the one I want you to listen for. I want you to stretch your hearing. I'll play the first note. I'm going to play it. I'm going to sing it so you can get used to both of those sounds. And then I want you to listen. When those 2 sounds come together, what else happens? All right, so here's the note I'm going to play. I'm going to sing. Now listen what happens when they come together. Hum the other notes that you're hearing besides the ones that I'm playing, if you can. Nice. I wish we could have recorded that. Yes. It's the NBC. It's that brilliant little jingle where they knew when you put and and B together, the natural reaction was C. All right, so analytical listening, really listening, taking your listening and listening to something outside of the room. shift it to listening to something inside the room. Shift it again. Listen to something inside of yourself. Maybe you can hear your nervous system. Maybe you can hear your breathing. Maybe you can hear your heart. It's spending time with that kind of listening that develops the skill to hear your soul sound. So hearing is basically another level of listening, right? It's going within the sound to hear the intentions that it carries. Hearing your soul sound is an advanced listening skill, and how well do you really listen and hear on a daily basis? How often are you still enough to really hear? Listening and hearing is very feminine, right? It's receptive. Listening is a skill that can be developed with practice. Make a new habit of really listening and hearing the thoughts and intentions of people and places and things. Use all of your senses to really hear. But your senses from a space of connection with your heart. That's the important part. Letting all of your senses be filtered through that unconditional heart center so that they can be informed within the context of unconditional love. Here is a large part of the word heart. Listen with your heart. I'm going to play some more sounds for you to have more of a hearing exercise as opposed to a technical listening exercise. Does the space created by the sounds that I'm going to be making, does it bring to mind a color? Does it bring to mind a word or a phrase, a scent, a feeling that is apparent to you? Hear with your heart, your soul's essence within the sound I'm about to create. This is a 10-note melody from the universal language of frequency that was downloaded to me a few months back. These sounds I make simply create a space. They create a space that resonates with human beings remembering their expansive, unconditional, loving selves. Feel the quality of the energy change in the room as I play it. Listen for your soul name. Let it float to you, carried on the sound waves of your heart as they connect with your source essence. Now I'm going to add to that the universal frequency for the sound and the attribute of love. Again, continue to listen with your hearts to the intentions carried on this wave. Listen for your soul name. Listen with your heart with the intention of a glimpse of the sound of the love that is you. Hearing your soul sound is an advanced listening skill that can be developed with practice. Listen on.